Hello, Leo. How are you? Okay, Leo. Let's see what Spirit has for you today. Okay, I just want to connect really quick. Okay. Okay, so of course I want to pull Tarot and Oracle, and yeah, this is energy of some of you are really want to change your life. You feel desperate to, maybe not desperate, but you'll do anything to change your life. You want your life to change so bad. You want to have this security in your finances. You want to have a beautiful dream. There is like a dream for your life. And things have been on delay for a long time. But here's the thing, there's a reason for this, because your dream could have changed. It could have progressed, you know? And that's the thing. I feel like your dream progressed to where you had a ceiling, and that ceiling is supposed to be made into a floor, and the next one and the next one. You would have capped it. And Spirit doesn't want you to cap it. But also in that meantime, there is this healing that's taken place, the disconnecting from everything now to re-enter and connect to different things here. We're going to talk about this because you're destined to have this, and this reading is going to tell you about this. So, I saw like milestones. Okay. So there's something here about you've achieved something, a great feat, and there's been a lot of milestones in your life. Meaning there's been a lot of spiritual milestones, a lot of spiritual things that you had to achieve. And it goes with physical as well, but spiritual things to overcome, physical things to overcome, but it's mind, body, and soul that you had to do each one of these little milestones here. And it's like, now it's time to collect your reward, you know, and your reward is having peace and security, and to have the life that you want that continues to build and grow and just get bigger and bigger and better as empire, as royalty. This can mean in love, this can mean in business, it can mean in all areas of your life. That's what this is really about. So, yeah. Okay. So I saw a house out in the middle of nature, in the middle of nowhere, with a tree, and then a woman outside with two young kids here. So what this is really symbolizing is passive income here, and it's right here. It's a very small house. It's like in the distance with this tree and the woman and the two kids running and playing. A woman, it's like nurturing energy. It doesn't literally have to mean you are a woman or talk about being a woman. It is referring to feminine energy and being playful again. Being fun, being carefree, and being playful. Having everything taken care of so you get to actually enjoy things again, you know? And that's what this is talking about. Being playful is very important. That's why there was two children. Yeah. So there's going to be opportunities in your life for you to be playful with your work, with your passion, with your life, you know? And what I mean by that is somebody who's like, hey, let's just buy a big plot of land. Let's do this. You know, we can do this. You know, it doesn't have to be that, but there's something here that having enough security to be able to be playful in your life and that still be secure, you know. Yeah, this is talking about that. Like people buying a home in another country, and this is their dream place to live, and having enough money to be like, can I really do this? If this wasn't to work out, would I still be okay? Yes. It's like, that's the kind of energy that this is talking about. And it's talking about finding a way to have passive income so that she's making money while she's outside playing with her kids. You know, that's the thing here. This scene is on the back. At first, I thought it was on the back of a dinosaur, but looking at it again, it became a platypus. It's like a huge platypus here. So there's something here that you can be finding out about your own childhood and how you want to build your life onto what? The foundation of it. because a dinosaur is something that what is extinct. So there's something here that you could think is extinct, but the platypus has been alive since dinosaur times, and they're still going. Right. And the platypus is like the rarest animal on the freaking planet. You know, they're like definitely put here by aliens. Okay. These guys, you know, they have the way that they sense their environment through like an electromagnetic field or something like that. There's something about this that like they're the only animal that can do this. Whatever the freak they can do. It's like, yeah, there's some kind of chemical that they send out and it comes back to them and they get all this information. And I know there's like stuff like, you know, whales do that stuff too or whatever. I don't know. But there's something distinct that the platypus does that like no other animal does regarding that, okay? So, yeah. So there's something here where there's old ways that are extinct, but you're finding ways that are like out of this world. And this is something that it can survive anything. And that's what we want. Because, you know, there's people that, Abraham Hicks talks about this. In a recession, there's people that they still do well. You know, there's people that this could happen, but their business will happen to be thriving, you know. And it's like, what? How? You know, how did this not affect them, but it affected everybody else? And this is the kind of energy that is talking about that. You're coming into that kind of energy here. Yeah. So we're going to see more about this. We're going to see, yeah, because we want to understand how to move from this dinosaur energy that's extinct into this platypus energy that is just out of this world, can survive anything, and with ease. It's just natural to do that. It's not, you know, that, because that's what this is really saying. That's what you're doing here at this time. Look at this new home. Some of you really want this home. You want a new home. You want to have security, and you want to have like peace, you know, in your home here. And this broom is a symbol here, okay? Because there are people that were slaves, and to get married, they would jump over a broom because they were not allowed to get married. So they were given, their rights were taken away. And this is a symbol of, you're not going to take my rights away. Whatever I have, even if all I have is a broomstick, we're going to use this and we're going to make it a beautiful ceremony. And people still do this to this very day, honoring that, you know, which is so beautiful. So there's something here about you honoring yourself and the journey that you have been on. And anything or anyone that doesn't honor the journey that you have come from has no place for you. And there can be some kind of an idea that you're gonna have to incorporate something that you're proud of, that you came from, that is your heritage, that is your ancestor. And when you start to incorporate that in your day-to-day life, it can literally just be hanging up a picture of your great grandma and being like, I'm so thankful for all my ancestors have done, you know? It can be something like that. It doesn't have to be necessarily you turn your, you know, whole life into making bread because your ancestors used to make bread, you know, I don't know, for a living. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but there is a way here. There is a cool way for you to incorporate something. You know, you see this in movies all the time. Somebody's gonna audition for like dance school, and they decide to incorporate their cultural heritage dance with the new age dance, you know, and they get in, you know, they get into the New York Dance Company or something, I don't know. You know, and it's like, nobody gets into that school. How did you do it? You know what I mean? And that's how, you know, there is a woman in Florida who she makes well, I don't know, but she makes all these sculptures. I don't know where she's from, but she makes sculptures all over the world. And she got this, how did she get this deal with, you know, I don't know where. I don't know what it was through, but I think it was like a art sculpture in a park somewhere in New York or something. And this is like so many sculptors applied, you know. And she got it, but this is because she incorporated women's heritage, that she was so, and she like really got in, she incorporated like her ancestors. And this is what they're reminding me of. Yeah. So there's a way here that this is going to get you a house. Yeah. And that can literally mean praying to your ancestors, being grateful what you do have right now. This also is talking about resources. There are resources that you have right now that you can use. And you hear about this all the time. There's people that it's like, yeah, when I came to this country, I had $20 in my pocket, and what do you know? It's like, and they, you know, they had a coffee machine, and they're, you know, there you go, one little dinky coffee machine, and they're selling espressos, and there you go. You know, so it takes off and it becomes bigger and it becomes, you know, something more. But there's something here about what you have now. New home, new attitude with great happiness. I'm telling you, there's a lot of happiness and playfulness here. Being so happy that you can just be, you know, you can go into work, not because you need to go into work, but somebody else is running everything, but you get to go because you love the people there, you love to be a part of this meeting, and then you get to leave and you can go on vacation, or you can, you know what I'm saying? This is about that. Advice from a friend. Okay, we're gonna see more about that. Look, you have marriage here, and then you have valley. Okay, psychic abilities. Trust in your psychic abilities. And basket. This is reward. Recognition, reward for merit. Wow. These are beautiful. Beautiful. So this could literally mean marriage. It doesn't have to if you don't want to be married. This means that there's something here that's going to come into your life that's going to be a part of your life. It's going to be committed to you, and it's going to build, and it's going to grow, and it's going to create stability into your life. The stability that you want to have in your life. Yeah. Because this is the thing. It's like everything now that is not on a solid foundation, right? Everything is crumbling in the world. Everything needs to fall apart so it can be put back together better, right? And it's like Leo is the sign, is the zodiac sign that their lives have been falling apart for a long, long time. And now you're putting everything back together. And now this is the energy of everything coming to you. Because it's like it starts within your being. So you've already orchestrated everything together in your being. And now you're having resources and things show up and come to you. And now you're going to do the right thing with it. Now you're going to be in the right energy to receive it and keep it and build upon it. So that's what's happening now. So then the other zodiac signs are going to have to catch up. Leo is the example, is royalty, is a sign of royalty. So this is the thing here. Oh yeah. That's what this is talking about. Wow. That's what this is all about. Getting to live a beautiful life, you know, that you love. Yeah, you deserve to have that. Let's see about this. Achievement. I'm telling you. This is building something huge. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. I really feel this energy of do what you need to do in order to be in a receiving energy. And now they're showing me this picture, which, oh my gosh, this picture, every time I see this, it makes me cry. So there is a picture, someone out there in the world took a picture of a little mouse, and the little mouse pulls on this little flower, a little dandelion or something, and it's a different kind of flower, it's not a dandelion, but pulls on this flower and is smelling this flower, okay? And the look on this little mouse's face is like just enjoying this moment, smelling this flower, like the sweetness of life, and that the sweetness of doing nothing. That is an Italian phrase the sweetness of doing nothing. But this is not just the sweetness of doing nothing. This is the sweetness of everything is taken care of. This is the sweetness of you're making money and you're relaxing smelling a flower, you know, while you're doing that. That's what this is really talking about. And how do you get there is now being in that energy of just like waking up and looking outside or stepping outside and just closing your eyes and just feeling the air and feeling the day and being like, wow, what a beautiful day. I'm alive. I just love this day, you know? And little moments throughout your day where you're enjoying it. You're intentionally in the moment enjoying it. Those little things matter. 100%. This is how you change so that the action that you take is so powerful. All these people that are crazy rich, they hardly work. They work like 15 minutes a week. Okay? And that 15 minutes, they do so much because they know how to enjoy. Look at exaltation, which is a celebration. So being playful again. Being playful as much as you can throughout your life. Yeah. Wow. Look at this intuition. So intuition is very important. Your intuition could be telling you that there is a friend, okay? And we're going to find out what this, your intuition is telling you something about a friend. Something about a friend, something about a person has something to say here. So we want to see about this. This can be really good because, you know, dogs are very loyal. But at the same time, dogs can be very much so codependent upon you. So I think it's very important to remember to not get pulled out of your exaltation, great happiness, achievement. Look at this house. Look at all of this. And it can be very tempting to kind of get pulled out of the vibrational, being a vibrational match to this energy, and get pulled out by a person. And look at this dog, looks like it wants to warn you of something. Dogs barking is to alert you of something. Be worried about this. And that's pulling you out of this energy. So your intuition could already be telling you, don't pick up the phone, don't talk to this person. Or, you know, imagine a visual wall between the two of you. Just kind of nod along and move through it. Now, there are a couple of people on this planet where you're close friends and they are there for you and they are genuine people in your life. And you can be vulnerable with them. They can be vulnerable with you. If you're really lucky, you have more than one person on this planet that you can do that with. But, you know, that's a rare thing. That's not everybody, you know. So I'm not saying you have to cut out the whole world, but it's like pay attention to, are you in the energy to deal with something or are you not? Or this can be intuition as to who it would be good to get advice from and who it wouldn't be good to get advice from. You know, you're going to be finding those people, who those people are. Yeah. And that's the thing about detachment. Yeah. So you can detach. There's some people that are still in convention. They're still in the matrix. Okay. And so you need to detach, and that's that. Look at this vision. Wow. Acquisition. I freaking love this. Wow. You have coral here. So there's something here. This is going with recognition and reward for merit. So there's something you've been fighting for. You're going to get something you've been fighting for. This could be something like a settlement. This could be something here that it's like you're owed something. You deserve something here. And there's been no resolution. It's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you've been fighting for this. Okay? You're going to get recognition and reward for something that you have been fighting for. And this could be a fight within yourself. This could be a fight within yourself. So, Yeah, there is a vision, and there is a way that there are people or a situation that's going to come about that is going to aid you in doing this, right? And this could be like anything, you know. This could be like you want to run a kayak, you know, teach people how to, you know, be on a kayak and float along the, you paddle along the river, you know, and you find a park that will let you do that for free or something, or like, and you end up having a partnership with them, and then, you know, it goes somewhere crazy, you know, that you weren't expecting here. But there's something here about that, you know. Doesn't have to be that, or maybe not a, you know, a park, but a person that has lake access that they don't use it, you know what I'm saying, and you get to use it. There you go. There's something here about that. Or like a travel company that wants to put your information, you know, in their travel package, and you, it's like really easy for you to get money, to get customers. You don't have to work to get customers anymore, and then you can hire somebody else to do the tours. You're not even doing the tours. I don't know. But there's something here about this. There is something that's going to come together that's going to help you make this vision real. And it could be something that you decide to go to, and psychically you're guided to go to this. This is some kind of an event, some kind of party, something fun to go do, something that you have to dress in a particular way for it, whatever it is. And that doesn't necessarily mean dressing up, but it's like, you know, you could go to a rodeo and meet somebody, who knows, you know, but you're going to dress in rodeo gear there. Or people dress a certain way there. You know, this could be a professional setting, so you're going to wear like professional clothes. You're not just going to wear your everyday clothes to this. Whatever this is, it could be a party, it could be going somewhere fun. Okay? Interesting. Okay, let's get tarot. Let's get tarot for this. Wow. In every one of the decks, the cards have been overwhelming about a huge achievement here. Huge achievement. And this is something big that's going to build something stable that's going to last. And that's what this is. That's what this is. A new home, a new attitude. And this is the thing. This is what this is about. And that's why the Queen of Cups is here. Okay? Because look at her. Look at her sitting here and looking at this cup. She's looking at her emotions here. She's totally submerged here in this. She has analyzed her subconscious here. These pebbles here. If you ever went to a beach with these pebbles and you try to do anything, okay, and pebbles, rocks, boulders, it is horrible, okay? It is the worst time ever. If you try to step just a little bit and a little bit of wave of water comes, forget it, you're done. You know, try to get in the water with this, try to get out of the water with this. You cannot. Try to be on the beach with this. There's nothing you can do. There is looking at emotions. So you have got yourself to a particular place emotionally. Your subconscious has been showing you things, and it's like very close here. There's something here that you're very close to really understanding about your emotions. Because a lot of you are empaths. And so when you go around other people, your emotions get pulled in all these other ways. And there's something here about keeping your emotions steady, keeping yourself steady in your mental body, in your emotional body, in your spiritual body, in your physical body, all the bodies, all of the ways here. Because there's a dream here that you're going to achieve. And what that means is you're going to see people every now and then, and they're going to wonder how you did all this. Here's the thing. You don't really need to, you're not telling them. You're not instructing them with every little thing. Along the way of getting to this, you're not telling them everything that you're doing. You're not. You're keeping your emotions here in this high vibe energy. And when they're not in that high vibe energy, when they're asking how you got here, you're keeping it really mysterious. Things always magically work out for me. That's it. That's it. Short and simple. Don't say anything else. And you're keeping them guessing here. There is a way that you're going to be more elusive, and your emotions, you're going to deal with them privately by yourself. And you're going to have one person you can be vulnerable with. And Tony Stark, they're showing me now. So Tony Stark, hey, crazy rich, all these crazy things that he did in his life, right? That he is so happy, excited about. He had one person. Is it Pepper? What's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow in the movie. I don't know what her name is. Pepper? Gwyneth Paltrow in the movie. He's vulnerable with her. No one else. No one. We'll just say he's not. I don't know. I haven't watched the movies in a long time. But the rest of the world, he doesn't show any emotion to at all. And this is how he builds this empire. He's very elusive, very secretive. He might not be the best example, but I think you know what I mean by this. There's rich people that do this. There's famous people, and they have it so together. And that is because their emotions, they handle them privately on their own. And they take the time to get themselves right before they act, before they get involved. And anything that they choose to act on, get involved with, people they choose to go out with, people they choose to talk to, they think before they do it. And it's in alignment with them being this achievement, being this person with this passive income, with this beautiful lifestyle. How are you going to be this person? That's why it says new attitude. But that doesn't mean that you forgot where you came from. That's why the broomstick is here. You still honor where you came from. Yes. But you're going to embody this new energy, and it's a vibrational match to having all of this. Yeah. And there's so much that you can give when you do that, because you're given so much more. You get the frequency of so much more. And there is happiness and there is celebration, but it happens after the achievement. And even then, you're holding back a little bit of that celebration energy. You're not going crazy. You're not getting, crazy drunk and then you're hungover for 3 days. It's like you see those kind of people that are that successful, and it's like they're on a yacht. It's really nice. The whole family is there. They just donated to a charity. They just opened a community center or whatever, and they do a toast of champagne. They look really nice. They smile, and that's it. That's it. They're holding it in, so they're enjoying more of it. And this is how you build, and you're getting more. You're getting more. And then you're still giving more. Yeah. But you're doing your research, and you're in an energy where everything I touch builds to more. Because you don't want to just give people money, who are starving. Instead, you want to dig them a well so they have fresh water easily. You want to, teach them how to, this is not, but you know what I mean? Like teach them to farm or something. You want to give them the supplies for them to start this business. And, then they can feed themselves instead of this money, and then it's going to run out and then we're going to have nothing. You know what I mean? You want to invest in things, and you can build yourself up to this point in your own life, and then you can help other people do the same. Yeah. This is very important. It's very, very important. And so this is also talking about people, giving advice to people or listening to people who, everything that you talk about, they don't do any of it. And they always have the same, no. You're someone who's changing your life. So you need to be around people who are also changing your life. So when you find yourself around people who are not changing their lives, it's okay. It's not anything against them, but you don't need to be so involved in that, because it's a waste of your energy, and your energy is very, very powerful. There's things that you're going to do, and these opportunities are coming to you by you being carefree and enjoying your life. That's why he's holding this rose. That's why he's holding this rose. And look, he has one companion, one loyal dog. That's it. He's holding this rose because this represents the sweetness of life. Being in the sweetness of life is going to lead to this justice, these kinds of opportunities coming to you. This is how you're changing your life. Yeah, it matters. This is amazing. Okay, you're gonna be so happy with all of these changes, because the vision, it's so your vision, but it's so much more than you expected. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow everyone's mind. The amount of passion that you have, the kind of person that you are, the dream come true that you are. This is your dream come true. This is your dream come true era. And people will be shocked. People will be absolutely, and let them be shocked. Just give a little smile. Great to see you. I gotta go. And let them be shocked. That's what you're gonna do. Okay, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay.